I am a fish. A goddamn fucking fish. Come on, boys and girls, step right in. It's goddamn story time for y'all. It's time to drop some education your way because the world wanna hide you from the truth, but too bad for them because this time around I'm in charge because I'm the man. You see, one morning reality hit me real hard, knocked me straight out of bed, and now I can tell you I know exactly what it feels like to have a fucking gun against the side of my head. This will not be broadcast, televised, or twice said. Stress, fear, and lies been pushed on your mind. You say, well, don't worry, cause here's some truth mixed with fury to liberate your way. Let's go. I am a fish, a bright, colorful, and unique fish. I once heard from this whale about a magnificent thing called water. It sounded amazing. I've been looking for it ever since. The eel told me it's in between his teeth, and it will make me incredibly famous and wealthy. But then, a wise old vagabond sea turtle told me to stop looking so hard, and then I'll find it. Eels are greedy and lost, he said. They know nothing of water. Very few know of water, but water knows of all. I still don't see this thing called water, but I know what happens to those who take the eel's advice, and I figure it's better to wander than to clean someone's razor-sharp teeth, even if I'm peppered with confusion and paranoia. Those vagabond sea turtles always have good advice. It probably comes from all that seaweed they eat. The sharks don't like us talking to them though. Sharks say water can only be found in the reef, and only the brain coral can tell us about it. They say if we don't listen to the brain coral, then the water will grow angry and destroy us, or at the very least, we'll end up like one of those worthless deadhead sea turtles without brain coral to keep it in line. It's funny though. It seems to me that those sea turtles seem to be a lot more happy and peaceful than anyone who lives here in the reef. That wise old vagabond sea turtle once told me, water is all around us. It's always here and now, regardless of the details. Always. In fact, it's all there really is. You just have to stop frantically swimming so much and learn to flow with the currents rather than fight them. They always know where you need to be. Trust the flow, he said. Trust the flow. The sharks tell all us fish that if we stray from the reef, we will surely die without the angry, frightened brain coral telling us what to do all the time. We apparently have to please the water by listening to the brain because he will kill us if we don't. It's funny because that wise old vagabond sea turtle told me that water is not an angry he, but more like a quiet reflection that we disturb when we get lost in thought. The sharks tell us that water believes we are bad, that we should be ashamed with who we are, that there is something inherently wrong with us, and on top of that we should fear one another and compete against each other because others cannot be trusted. The sharks prevent us from questioning these things by distracting us with petty gossip about the really big fish, who really aren't any bigger than you or me. Attention has a way of blowing things out of proportion, you see. A blowfish is just another fish. The sharks tell us that some fish are better than others. That fish with these stripes or those fins were born bad and don't deserve to be here. These things make everyone at the reef very sad and very frightened. But because we have all been told to fear one another, we don't say anything to each other. Pretend we are happy, so we can protect ourselves and please others. But that doesn't work. The brain coral then tells us to drink all these unknown black pungent chemicals that pour out of these metallic tubes, and to eat all these bizarre steel objects that float down from above so we can then be happy. But it doesn't work. It seemed to work at first, but now I see that it just causes fish to abuse themselves, each other, and the reef itself, perpetuating more misery. I used to be one of those fish, but now I see that our home is suffering because of these poisons and lies. I have changed. Many, many fish have died from drinking and swallowing such things. Our reef is very sick these days, but no one seems to notice because they are afraid of the sharks and of each other, and so we just keep swallowing toxic poisons, packaged as happiness from above. It is foggy, dark, and oily where it was once clear. It has become very hard to breathe. I don't believe in a magic potion anymore. It's just an attempt to drown out fear, but fears like fish can swim too, you know. The fish are just scared and don't know what to do. I admit, I'm scared too. Also angry, definitely more than most. Which is why I'm looking for this thing called water. It's the only thing left I have faith in. It's funny. I wonder why we ever trusted those sharks to begin with. All they ever wanted to do was eat us. Maybe, just maybe, we should stop listening to them. Maybe we should stop consuming poison and killing ourselves, each other, and our home. But what the fuck would I know? I'm just a fish. A bright, colorful, unique, scared, and very angry fish.
Y'all can see me now cause you don't see with your eye. You perceive with your mind, that's the inner. So I'ma stick around with Russ and be a mentor. Bust a few rhymes so motherfuckers remember what the thought is. I brought all this so you can survive when law is lawless. Feeling sensations that you thought was dead. No squealing, remember that it's all in your head.
I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. My future is coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's
The snake sheds its skin, the sheep its wool, the cicada its shell. They don't mind. It's just a process. It's just a process. There is no rush or worry in them. The caterpillar doesn't get angry when it leaves its cocoon as a butterfly, because it's just what happened, and that's okay. Besides, why crawl when you can fly? Someone once asked me, who am I? And so I asked him, who is it that is asking that question? He looked at me, I looked at him, and there was just